Have you experienced being given something that you really treasured and loved? Yet after in just a short while, you were asked to return it and give it back. This is what happened to Abraham.
Then he said, "Take now your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you."
If you were Abraham, what would you do? How would you respond to this startling and heartbreaking command from God Himself? Now let me remind you that Isaac was a miracle son from God. Miracle in a sense because both Abraham and Sarah were too old to have a child. Genesis 18:11 says, Abraham and Sarah were both very old by this time, and Sarah was long past the age of having children. Yet God promised them that He will give them a son, and your wife Sarah will have a son.
And they did. After years of waiting, the Lord finally gave them a son. Yet in just after a short while, they were asked to return him to God in the form of a sacrifice. Humanly, it just doesn't make sense.
But Abraham did not murmur against God, for Isaac had been given to him unexpectedly. He had received him with gratitude and great joy, and though he was the son of his old age, the son of his love, he yet believed that the same power that gave him Isaac could raise him again even from the ashes of the burnt sacrifice. What about us? Are we willing to sacrifice the things that we love the most in this world for God?
Look at all the things in your life right now that you treasure and cherish. Are you willing to lose them and leave them behind for God? Are you willing to sacrifice them for Him? Or do you love them more than Him?
The offering of Isaac was designed by God to prefigure the sacrifice of His son. Isaac was a figure of the Son of God, who was offered a sacrifice for the sins of the world. God desired to impress upon Abraham the gospel of salvation of man. He was made to understand in his own experience how great was the self-denial of the infinite God in giving His Son to rescue man from ruin.
How about you? Are you willing to deny yourself? If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me.
And lastly, are you willing to sacrifice your life for God's service, purpose, and cause? I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. The foundation of the plan of salvation was laid in sacrifice. Jesus left the royal courts and became poor, that we, through His poverty, might be made rich. All who share this salvation, purchased for them at such an infinite sacrifice by the Son of God, will follow the example of the true pattern. Christ was the chief cornerstone, and we must build upon His foundation. Each must have the spirit of self-denial and self-sacrifice. This is Delfred.
And this is Zion Amber.
Reminding you to take the Bible as your weapon of choice and keep the faith.
And if God is with us, who can be against us? This is Take the Talk.